Hi, I want to show you a new feature I just added. It's a new button and it is called Y. So on your particular sample you have uploaded, we have a new display. And the purpose of display is not to give suggestions, but to explain more about the nature of the microbiome. So if you click that, it will bring you over to a screen, and I'll just do a bit of shifting. And the screen has a drop box that shows you all of the bacteria which you are high or low in, which we have information about relationships with other bacteria. So the very first one here is in the middle, and we see around it a bunch of arrows showing things that it impact. We have high amount of this bacteria. It feeds this one, which is also high, not as high. It slows this one, which could be because other things feed it. It happens to be high, and slows that one also is not extremely high. These two it feeds, and those also are very high. How about the slows? All these are slows, and guess what? All of them are low or very low as a result. In other words, this bacteria being very high results in a whole bunch of other bacteria being high, or a whole bunch of them being low. Very simple. So you can see the relationship between one bacteria and the next. You can go down to something else, like say we do order bacteria, and we now see that we have a more complicated picture happening. So when we work on it, we can do things. We can go and move things aside so we can read things better. We also see we have four types of information. We have things being fed by, things slows, and things which are slowed by, etc. Some cases we can have a feedback. For example, this one is fed by just one, but it turns around and slows it down. So in other words, it's probably somewhat of a competitor. So now if we take a look at this one, we see that we have this one is high, so it feeds it, and this one is fed by here, so it's also high. Another one that's fed by other things. So the result is you can start seeing what is being impacted. For example, here we have fed by and slows. So this bacteria feeds it, but at the same time, it's the Autobacter slows it down. The result is we have a low amount because it wins over the other one. And again, it feeds it and slows it, so it's a two-way street with the slows it winning over feeding by. So whatever it does produce grows, but it also slows down. So it's somewhat of a feedback circle. Now we can go on to more things. We have a lot of choices here. Let's go to bifidobacterium. Everybody wants to know why they don't have very much bifido. Okay, so we click that, and sometimes we have to wait for a few minutes for things to get sorted out because we could have a large number of items appearing. In fact, as we wait, we suddenly get this page unresponsive message up, which means either we should leave the page and realize that we have a lot of bacteria involved, or we can click wait and see if how long it takes to render it. It is busy assembling all the information, and there may be several thousand records that it needs to go through. Okay, we'll hop over to a different bacteria, Lactospira, and you see that we have a bunch of highs, and you notice that these highs, all of them have the characteristic of causing this bacteria to be slow to be inhibited. So it is very low, these are high, and these are what are hammering this bacteria into the ground. So that's basically it for the fundamentals of what the intent is, to show you the nature of the bacteria and how they are indeed a complicated interaction.